Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in today's video, we are going to understand how to create WordPress posts from Notion database. So here let's assume that I am a content writer and in a Notion database, I've added the post title and the post content. So my objective is that whenever I'm going to add a new post title and the post content in my Notion database, then automatically by using the same details, a post should be created on WordPress. So now to do this, I need to build an integration between these two applications for which I will be using Pabbly Connect. So here my trigger application will be Notion and my action application will be WordPress. So if you want to learn more about this integration, follow me through the screen. In this video, we are going to understand how to create WordPress posts from Notion database. So here let's assume that I am a content writer and in a Notion database, I've added title and content for a WordPress post. So here my objective is that whenever I'm going to add a title and content in my Notion database, then automatically by using the same details, a WordPress post should be created. So now in order to do this, I need to build an integration between these two applications for which I will be using this amazing integration and automation software that is Pabbly Connect. So here as an existing user, I'm going to sign in, but if you're a new user, you can click on the sign up for free button and every month you will get 100 tasks for free. So as an existing user, I'm going to sign in. Now this here is the all applications page by Pabbly. So here I will go to Pabbly Connect and click on access now to reach my dashboard. So this here is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. And now in order to create a new workflow, I will go to my right hand side corner and click on this create workflow button. So now in this dialog box appearing, I'm going to give my workflow a name. So here I've named it as create WordPress post from Notion database. And on my left hand side, you can see that these are the folders which I've created before. So I want to save this workflow in the folder named as WordPress. And now here I'm going to click on create. So as I did that, here you can see I have arrived on a very important window which consists of trigger and action. Basically, trigger and action are the two most important principles or concepts of Pabbly Connect on which this entire automation and integration will depend. Trigger says when this happens, action says do this. Action is an automated response of your trigger application, and in a workflow, you can only have one trigger but multiple action applications. So now moving to my use case, that is to create WordPress posts from Notion database. So as I want to create a WordPress post from a Notion database, so here you can see that this here is my Notion database. And now whenever I'm going to add a title and content, then automatically a post should be created on WordPress. So to do this here in Pabbly Connect, going to my trigger window, I'm going to use Notion as my trigger application, and here it is. And now the trigger event will be new database item. So this trigger will start working whenever a new item will be created in database. So now moving to my action window, as I want to create a WordPress post, so here WordPress will be my action application, here it is. And now the action event will be to create a new post. So here, as you can see that I have selected my action application and the action event along with my trigger application and the trigger event. So my objective is to create a WordPress post from Notion database. So now to do this, firstly, I need to establish a connection between Notion and Pabbly Connect. So to do that, here I'm going to click on connect. And now to add a new connection, I've already logged into my Notion account in one of the tabs. So here I'm going to click on connect with Notion. So here I'm going to click on allow access as this is a secure access. So here you can see that the authorization was successful. Notion and Pabbly Connect is successfully connected. So now I need to select the database ID. So here this is my database by the name of WordPress post. So from this drop down you can select your database ID. So my database is WordPress post. So I've selected it. So before clicking on save and send test request, that means in this database I need to mention a new title and content over here. Then automatically by clicking on save and send test request, so it will capture the most latest detail which I've added. So here you can see that as a trigger application is a polling based. So this trigger will check for new data every 8 hours. But if you want the time to be shortened, so you can contact our support team for the same. So here as I will click on save and send test request, it will capture the most recent response. So now in order to do that, I'm going to take you to my Notion database and here I'm going to mention a new title and new content. So now here you can see that I have added a new title and the content for the same. So as I've added the details, so now I'm going to take you to Pabbly Connect and here I'm going to click on save and send test request. So here you can see that I have received a response. So it has captured the latest response. So that means over here in Notion, this is the latest details of the title and the content. So Pabbly Connect has captured it. So here you can see the title, that was social media and its importance. So I'm going to scroll down. Here you can see the content as well. So over here it means that in Pabbly Connect, the details which I have mentioned in my Notion database is successfully captured. So the first objective of this automation is setup. That means now whenever in Notion, I'm going to add a new item in my database, then automatically that will get captured over here in Pabbly Connect. So this trigger will check for new data in every 8 hours because our trigger application is a polling based one. So now moving further, as I've got the details, now by using the same, I want to create a WordPress post. So in order to do that, I need to create a connection between WordPress and Pabbly Connect. So here I'm going to click on connect. So now in order to add a new connection, so here you just have to mention your WordPress username or email, your WordPress account password and the base URL. So here this is how your base URL will look like. So you just have to copy it and paste it over here in order to create a new connection. So as I already have an existing one, so here I will go with the same. Now here you can see that WordPress and Pabbly Connect is successfully connected. So the post type will be post. So now moving to post title and post content. So now to mention the details, I'm going to use this method of mapping. So basically mapping is to insert the data from previous step. So as I've received a response from Notion, so I'm going to map the post title. And now I'm going to map the post content. So here I'm going to scroll down and this here is the content. So I've mapped the post title and the post content. This method of mapping is important so that every time you receive a new response with new data, so that data can be taken into consideration in these fields. If I would have written this information manually, in that case, this information would have become static, which means that it wouldn't change even if I would have received a new response. So to avoid that problem, we map the information. So now moving ahead, the status will be published. Scrolling down, here I'm simply going to click on save and send test request. Here you can see that I have received a response and this here is a positive one. And now here in WordPress under post, you can see that a new post has been created by the name of social media and its importance. So here I'm going to click on view. So here you can see the title and here is the content which I've mentioned in my Notion database. So that means a post has been created successfully by using the details which I've mentioned in my Notion database. So this integration and automation is a successful one. That means now whenever in Notion, I'm going to add a new database item, that means the post title and the post content, then automatically by using the same details, a WordPress post will be created.
Not just these applications, you can integrate a lot more applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you have any doubts regarding Pabbly, reach us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any queries, you can visit us at forum.pabbly.com. If you have any pricing related query, you can visit this link. So if you like this video, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe our channel.